And the problems bedeviling the health sector refuse to go away. On the day that clinical officers started another strike, more than 20 of their colleagues in Kisii County were dismissed over their involvement in the December nationwide strike. This coming at a time when nurses in Machakos County called off their strike despite having no agreement with their employer regarding a return to work formula. However, the Kenya National Union of Nurses continues to point an accusing finger at the Council of Governors for being a stumbling block in the improvement of health workers' welfare in the country.
Clinical officers in Kisii County held demonstrations on Friday following the county government's decision to dismiss them over their involvement in the December strike.
On 4th January, there was a letter by Kisii County giving orders that we are denied to access our facilities, including union officials who have received the dismissal letters through WhatsApp.
The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers had called off their strike on 1st January after signing their return to work formula. But despite the agreement indicating that there be no intimidation of workers who engaged in the strike, that clause, according to the clinical officers in Kisii, meant nothing to the employer.
So right now, Kisii County clinical officers, despite the intimidations that are coming from the employer, they are back at work.
This comes as clinical officers began their nationwide strike today, citing the Council of Governors' stand regarding the agreed return to work formula. But even as that happens, nurses in Machakos County called off their strike after realizing what they term as a mutual agreement with their employer, Machakos County. All they want is provision of PPEs and risk allowance, as their employer had already promoted over 200 nurses in the county.
And the small issues that we may be having, their voice listened to us. We have an open door policy, which we intend to follow up on the same.
Their decision, however, is not backed by any return to work formula agreement, a situation that their national leaders have been fighting for since 7th December last year.
Now we have a Ministry of Health saying, yes, we are committing to look for money to finance this return to work agreement in terms of risk allowance. And then we have a Council of Governors now shifting their goalposts from saying that it's a national issue. Now a national government has provided a solution. Now the Council of Governors is shifting their goalposts. Perhaps they want to do what they did with the money that they were allocated to implement the return to work agreement of 2nd November 2017, where the money was allocated and they diverted that money to do other things.
But it appears the implementation of the return to work formula could have to wait until February, when Parliament will resume and therefore come up with funds in a supplementary budget to fund the implementation of the health workers agreement. As it stands, nurses are on day 33 of their strike, with the clinical officers having started yet another strike 7 days after ending the previous one. Raquel Muigai, Citizen TV.